Sagittarius, I want to thank you so much for being patient with me because it took me so long to get this video out. I apologize. I really do believe in planting as many seeds when the universe tells me to do as I did, except for that I ran into time management issues, as we all do. And so I want to thank you very much for being patient. I want to start off by talking about the really interesting month that we're going to have in May. Now, I want to talk about Gemini energy in Sagittarius energy. Now, for one, you know that Saturn is retrograde in Sagittarius. So you guys are sitting in a classroom all the time, learning about how to manifest your highest potential. And this is through the broadest spectrum of learning that you can. So for you, your mind has been filled with learning as much as you possibly can about elevating your conscious on a level that most people probably can't comprehend that you talk to. And this isn't there, and so this month is going to be ideal for you because communicating with people who are not at your level is very difficult, but it's going to be even more so difficult because Mercury goes into retrograde in Gemini, which is, you know, the house of communication, or Gemini controls communication. I apologize. So for you, I like Gemini energy in Sagittarius. And the reason why I like it is because you guys are social butterflies anyway. You're the life of the party anyway. So you guys have a really good time, the energy does anyway, has a really good time in when they combine. And not only that, Mars is going to be in the mix as well, making you extra passionate, extra alluring, extra fun, extra everything. And so you're going to just find that you're just on fire at the very beginning of this month. Like, you're going to feel freaking fantastic. Whatever endeavor that you are on, whatever quest that you are on to find yourself, to find an elevated meaning to life, to find an elevated meaning to your life, you will find it comes much more easily at the beginning of the month than at the end of the month. So I say do as much as you can at the very beginning, because toward the end, you're going to find that maybe you're going to be stronger if you write. When you write and document about your vast experience through this metamorphosis that you've been going through with Saturn, there's some enlightenment that you can shed for everybody. And I think it's a great time to sit down in the month of May and really document this exploratory process that you've been on with yourself, so that it's fresh in your memory. Communicating with others and being out there and trying to make a difference in people's lives is going to be much more difficult. So I think writing is going to be the key for you to manifest what you want to manifest in people's lives and in your own life. I want to start out by just describing the energies and just how they're going to affect you this month. Now, on May 1st, Mercury enters Gemini. Now, when Mercury enters Gemini, this is a fantastic energy for you. This makes you buzz around. It makes you, you can't sit. You're restless. You've got to go out there and explore and experience conversations with as many people as you possibly can. This is going to just put a spring in your step, even more so than you have right now. Then on May 11th, Mars enters Gemini. And so this energy is going to just make you passionate. It's going to ignite, like I said, the fire within inside your soul. It's going to really sexually charge up a Sagittarius. Anytime Mars gets into Sagittarius, it's just a power pack kind of let's go play. I want to feel good. I want to make everybody feel good. I see it as a very powerful sexual position for this as well. So you may find that you are just more in tune with your body and your sensuality, and the fact that you just want to experience some intimacy during this time frame. If you cut yourself off previously because you were just on this exploratory process, you're going to find that your hormones and your body and all the energy is going to take over, and you're going to seek somebody out to feed that energy, to feed that source of strength. Then on the 18th, we have Mercury go into retrograde, and this is going to be in Gemini. So this is where I say the energy is very fierce and very strong and very passionate, but this is not going to be a very big month for progression as far as forward. It will be progression if you can look back at your past. Now, I know you've been sitting in the classroom with Saturn, and there is much to learn from this mighty teacher, and you are very, very good at learning what Saturn wants to teach you because you want to learn. You want to see the higher purpose in life. You want to understand your karmic rules and your karmic debt. You want to understand how to make people understand. And through experience and through lessons like this, you understand there's a larger reason to it all. You are completely intelligent in this area. So I find this energy isn't going to be half bad for you. I really do. I think for the most part, some people are going to really struggle with the energy that's going on. I think you're going to experience opposition, but I think you thrive in opposition. I think you're just one of the few signs that sees opposition for what it is, as an opportunity to expand both the positive and the negative outlook. And if you can see both sides to it, you can analyze it, and you can find the higher purpose in that lesson. It's funny because you love to debate. You love to spread your message to others. And I think what's really great about this energy, with so much opposition, it just feeds you to want to learn more about astrology, about the planets, about how energy actually affects your behaviors. Or does it affect your behaviors for real? Or is this just a bunch of crazy people talking about astrology that don't know what they're talking about? Are the people that you follow, are they literate in their subject? Are they just people that are just, people that just went into astrology, learned a few things, and put out a bunch of videos? Are these people really, truly worth and worthy of your following them? These are going to be things that you're going to be thinking about and documenting. I expect that you're going to be wise enough to know that conversations when a Mercury is in retrograde is kind of stupid. And I'm going to be blunt because you guys are blunt. It is stupid. It's to have in-depth conversations right now in May would not be effective. And you know this. And why would you spend your time being ineffective? You just wouldn't. You've got better things to do with your time. You need to utilize it well, because you want to have fun. You don't want to spend a lot of time caught up in other people's drama. You want to go out and you want to have a good time. I want to talk to you about the month because I want you to understand the energy. Research it out and come up with your own conclusions, because you're going to anyway, dear Sagittarius. But I do want to talk about it with you. Now, on May 3rd, there's going to be a full moon in Scorpio. And this moon is intense. Now, I think you're an intense person. I don't think you like intense situations, but I do think that the depth that's inside of Sagittarius is very, very intense. And so this moon, I don't feel will be as hard for you. I think you're going to feel the intensity. I think that you may become confrontational during this moon when others become hypersensitive to situations that you find completely trivial. And I think that you may just be blunt, and sometimes that bluntness may not sit well with others, and you may have an unwanted conversation or debate about it. And I think you may become very opinionated in it, just because that's the energy of this month. But remember that for those that don't handle this emotional roller coaster well, that aren't as detached, this is a traumatic, intense moon. And it would bid you well to be sensitive to the fact that not everybody can handle these emotional days quite as well as you do at time periods. I believe that it's like a couple of days before the full moon and a couple of days after that you experience this feeling. And it is an accumulative energy. For you, this is going to be in your 7th house. So this is with a partner. This is with somebody close to you. Maybe your partner is overly emotional. Maybe your partner confronts you with something. Maybe your partner found out a secret, found out that you were doing something that you shouldn't have been doing and confronted you about it. You're going to be very confrontational about this. You're going to want to put this person in their place through words. You may use your words as a weapon. Be very careful about how you route your words to people who aren't as strong as you. Okay, because you may regret what you say on the full moon. You may become a lot more restless. So if a partner wants you to come home every night, you may have to stand up to this partner and say, hey, look, that's just not who I am. Like, you want to be with me? This is what you got to go through. You got to be a person who adapts to the fact that sometimes I just can't sit around home. Sometimes I need to be out there and about, and I need to explore, and I need to see what life has to offer, and I need to be involved in lots of different things. And is that okay with you? Because that's the reality of who I am. It's a reality check for you, I believe. And then on the 7th, the Venus goes into Cancer. I think this is a good energy for you. I don't think this is going to be particularly your favorite energy. I think you'll love Venus. I think you love Venus in there, but Venus in Cancer for you it is gonna ground you. It's gonna make you want to think about home and your family, and you're going to identify happiness there. I do believe that, but I believe that you're going to get caught up in the ego part of it, maybe a little bit more so than normal, and you're going to want to go have fun, and you're going to want to please yourself, and you're going to want to go out there, and you're going to want to live large because it makes you feel good. And that you don't usually do that. You usually are very rational and logical about what you do. You go off sometimes half-cocked and do whatever you want to do and then face the repercussion later because you're just that confident. But this will make you think of others. This will make you accountable to others. This will make you prioritize somebody. And I've been very impressed with the energy lately that's been going on in Sagittarius. You are going through a major change with somebody. Somebody is getting under your skin. Somebody is making you want something that you haven't either wanted ever or wanted in a long time. And although it does manifest some fears within you, it does bring you back to some of the basics about yourself. I think this person you feel is truly worth maybe this new lot in life. This new way of thinking, of actually going through life with somebody else, partnering up with somebody else. Then on the 14th and the 15th, I want to talk about this day. I talk about it with everybody. This day is met with opposition. Now, you're okay with opposition. In fact, you're one of those people that really, honestly, when opposition happens, you're like, I'm mutable. I don't need to deal with this energy unless it has to do with you, unless you personally are connected with this, unless it's a crime against humanity, unless it's a political issue that you feel is strongly out of control and that you need to go make a difference in. Rarely do you get too personally involved in the drama that goes on in people's lives at a deep level. This particular aspect, you will find it difficult to withdraw from. You will see so much chaos going on around you because you are very in touch with humanity. And perhaps it could be a humanitarian issue that really just gets under your skin, that comes up where a big corporation or something happens where there's a major unveiling where you politically feel so driven to go do something about this issue that you decide enough is enough, and you become very boisterous at this time. And this is when Mars kicks in. Now, I want to talk about Mars energy in Gemini in you. You are a firecracker when you get pissed. Let's just face it. Like, you're pretty chill for the most part, but when something truly gets to you, when something really resonates with you, you're no nonsense. You will take care of it, and you're a fierce energy to deal with. But with Mars in there, you are going to be combative, but through words, and you are going to be combative. And when I say this, you're going to use your words as weapons, and it will hurt. It will deeply hurt because you have a hard time understanding the sensitivity of some of the stuff that comes out of your mouth. And I know you've heard this before. You can hate me all you want. You can throw a million comments at me and it doesn't bug me. I don't really care. But others do care. Others do feel pain. And others do have a sensitivity to what comes out of your mouth. So be very, very careful. If you feel very passionate about something and it ignites you and it puts you in a really crappy mood, don't go off on people because people aren't going to like it. I feel this is going to be something to do with your ego, something to do with something that resonates deeply with you, something that touches your soul and makes you want to go and fight and go to war about something. Be careful on the 14th and 15th of what's revealed. Then on the 17th, we have a new moon in Taurus. And I love a new moon in Taurus normally. For you, a sensitive Taurus new moon, and Taurus energy is too slow for a fast mover like you. So I don't think you would have resonated all too well with this new moon anyway, except for the fact that you would get to plant a lot of seeds and you might get to move forward with a lot of great ideas that can give you some power. I think that would have resonated really well with you. But this new moon has a weird opposition to it. And it's going to make you more sensitive than normal because Taurus energy is all about being sensitive and all about all five senses. So you are going to feel this on all levels of sensitivity. So I want to talk about something with you because there's something called a yod that starts up. Well, it's been going on since April. I've been following it since April, but I noticed that it comes back right around the 17th. And there's a yod that forms like this. It looks like a teepee in the sky. These parts of the teepee are quincunxes. The top of your teepee is Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto in Capricorn is a very earthly, grounded energy that wants you to go slow and progressively move up the ladder. Pluto brings up latent, dark energy. It brings up suppressed processes. It brings up things that you have to deal with that is so deep within inside yourself that it causes you to look at others and their behavior and compare it to how you process yours. Okay, so that's the way that you analyze any kind of Plutonian energy, is just through mass understanding of issues that are brought forward. So let's say if you find yourself involved in a particular type of fetish that appeals to you, because there's going to be a lot of sexual energy this month, you're going to see nothing wrong with it, but maybe others in your life will, and will bring it forward to you, and you're going to be like, okay, but the percentage of people says that, you know, this percent of people have this issue. Yeah, so what? Not your partner. Your partner doesn't like it. You're going to have to understand that reality. And that's maybe one small percentage of the people that are Sagittarius, but I wanted to give you some sort of example, you know, because you guys are very thorough in your information. Anyhow, so you have your yacht. The quincunxes, these two are quincunxes. Pluto's at the top, Jupiter and Leo's down here, Pluto's at the top, and then Mercury and Gemini is down here. And at the base of your TP is a sextile. Now, the sextile is the key to unlocking a yacht. And a yacht is a mighty question. It's a spiritual question. It's a question that only you can unlock. And you are so amazing at stuff like this. I don't think it's going to be long before, if you see this pattern in the sky, before you're like, okay, I see all these energies. I understand all these energies thoroughly. I get how they tie to each other. I know I need to unlock it. And I think you're going to be very diligent at this process, and you're going to be very, very good at it, because this is what you do. You think on the scale anyway. That is, if you acknowledge that astrology is, in fact, a credible practice. It has enough validity in it for you. However, it depends on the astrologer for you, especially because if you feel that that astrologer is just some little dumb, long, red-haired idiot who just thinks she knows about astrology, you probably won't listen to me. You have to be convinced that I know what I'm talking about. That's just the way you work. So a yod is a yod is a yod. So it doesn't matter which astrology tells you what a yod is. It's all kind of the same kind of context. I just put it a little bit, I put it into a picture in my head that I can explain to people, because yods are kind of confusing to talk about. So for me, a yod is, this is a room, and these are the doors. The sextile is the doors. And then inside there is a desk. And on this desk, on this table, is a message that only you can decode, but you've got to find the key to get to open the sextile, to get into the room. And then once you're in this room, the enlightenment will start, and you will manifest positive change from this time moving forward in these energy sources. I really, if you don't listen to anything I have to say, please work on your yacht. Figure out what it means. Figure out the bigger picture of what that yacht is really all about. Because for you, it can manifest personal transformation in a very big way. Jupiter, your ruler, is sitting in this yacht. You want your ruler to stop opposing a malefic planet so that you can truly reap the rewards and get back on track with being lucky in life and feeling good and having everything just seem to flow your way. And so for me, I think it's especially important for you to unlock this key so that you can start to feel the power of the universe again at its most maximum potential. So after Mercury goes retrograde, from the 21st to about the 31st, all hell breaks loose in Gemini. And there is a lot of opposition between these days, and that yod's going on the entire time. Now, the one day I do want to emphasize highly with you and everybody, but again, the 21st to the 31st is just nothing but oppositional energy and just stressful days, is the 25th of May. And May is Venus will be in Cancer, and it'll be opposing Uranus and Pluto. And then Saturn in Sagittarius is going to be opposing the Sun and Mars. And then the Moon in Scorpio is going to be opposing the Sun and Mars and Mercury. And this is a big day. It's all the things that make you truly who you are. All of them are going to be tied to the past. You're going to be, and by the way, during this time, Mercury's in retrograde. So you can't, it's not going to be solved through communication, obviously, with all the opposition that's going on. This is going to be an internal question that's going to be asked inside yourself, and it's going to be something that you need to figure out on a deeper level. Now, I do want to say that when you see this day, I don't care how strong and emotionally detached you are, this is going to be an emotionally intense day. Because it's going to be Venus in Cancer and the Moon in Scorpio. This is a lot of water energy pouring into you and forcing you to become sensitive to others and how you interact. For you, this is going to be in your 7th and 5th house. And so Mars is going to be in the 7th, and Uranus is going to be in the 5th house. So this is at home. This is through your pleasure. This is through a romantic endeavor, a possible affair. This is through a passionate project maybe that you have been embarking on. Something having to do with the 5th house is going to be touched on, and it's going to emotionally strike a chord with you. And then on top of that, it's going to be in your 7th house. So this has to do with your partnerships. It could be a business partnership. It could have something to do with the fact that you were on this big creative project with somebody that you had partnered with, and now all hell breaks loose on that day, and it looks like there could be an actual dissolution on that day. And a very intense moment that could bring about the end to that partnership. Or there could be a partnership issue on that day that may make you think twice about that partnership. Or it could just be a situation with a partnership that just gets out of control and it's just ridiculous, and even you know that. And it's going to have something to do with the fact that you're not going to communicate well. Maybe you said something blunt. Maybe you hurt somebody's feelings. Maybe you talked about a subject that you shouldn't have. However, and it caused a whole bunch of hurt feelings, and bam, all hell breaks loose. Know that the energy is in opposition. Know that it's working for you. Know that anytime we have great opposition, that something good comes from opposition. You manifest strength through opposition. None of us will change without any kind of pain, and especially a Sagittarius, because you think you're above all that. You think you're smarter than all that. So for you, painful experiences and oppositions are the only way that you would truly manifest change in your life. But you, above anybody else, will be stronger about this. You will see this opposition for what it is. You will know that there is so much more to life, and you'll learn from it faster because you're already in Saturn's classroom. Saturn's already been teaching you. You understand how Saturn teaches. So the way that you learn is so thorough and so elevated in thinking that I find that you are truly going to manifest a positive result from the end of this month, even if it's just through breakdown. I know you'll find a higher purpose to all this energy. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. And again, I apologize for the delay, and hopefully I'll put my next one up sooner if I don't get too busy with all these new projects that I got going on as well. Thank you so much for watching.